Good evening, everybody. Delighted to see all of you. And let me be the first to say congratulations to Research America on their 30th anniversary. How about applause for that? So I am thrilled to be here to present the Paul G. Rogers Distinguished Organization Advocacy Award. And this evening, it is going to the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. Yeah, we could applaud for that too. I had the privilege of knowing Paul Rogers. I think about the determination and inspiration that he showed every day. We all knew him as Mr. Health. And I look out at the Paul G. Rogers Plaza from my window in Building 1 of the National Institutes of Health several times a day. And I want to express a special thanks to the Rogers Family Foundation for their support of this award, and to family members who are here this evening. Paul's wife not able to be here, but other families are, and we're delighted to have you in our midst. Thank you. The long arc of cystic fibrosis research over the last 30 years is truly unique and inspiring. Prior to that, all we really knew was that this condition was inherited in a recessive fashion, caused serious problems with the lungs and the digestive system, and had something to do with salt and water metabolism. While today, the ability to pinpoint the genetic cause would be almost trivial for a capable graduate student with access to the internet and some widely available tools for DNA sequencing. In the 1980s, it took dozens of us researchers in the better part of a decade to zero in on the answer. It was a rainy night in 1989 when a collaborative effort between my lab at Michigan and Lapchi Choi's lab at the Hospital for Sick Children in Toronto identified a 3-letter deletion in a previously unknown gene on chromosome 7 and knew we had found the cause of CF. But what then? How could this discovery in 1989 lead to effective, targeted treatments? Well, first, painstaking research had to be conducted to understand the normal function of the protein that is misspelled in CF. Initially, efforts in gene therapy seemed promising, but ran into all sorts of challenges from the immune response to the vectors. Many argued that drug therapy targeted at the defective protein would just never work. After all, drugs are generally pretty good at knocking down behavior of an overactive system, not compensating for something that's broken. But the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation was not interested in any statements about how this couldn't be done. And led by the remarkable Bob Bell, the foundation already worked with NIH to support the hunt for the gene and the efforts on gene therapy, and they plunged in with great energy to seek a path toward treatment. Seeing that drug therapy might still be possible, they identified a partner in Aurora Pharmaceuticals, which later became Vertex. The travel down that long road of small molecule development was initiated. Seemed pretty risky, but bit by bit, the results began to be encouraging. Let no one misunderstand, though, had it not been for the risk-taking and phenomenal fundraising of the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation, the amazing progress we're here to celebrate tonight would not have happened. And now, here in 2019, 3 decades after gene discovery, we await the final results of phase 3 trials of Vertex of a triple drug therapy that holds the promise of providing dramatic benefit to 90% of CF patients. This is a dream come true. And yet, the foundation will not be satisfied until every single child or adult with CF has access to an intervention that gives them a normal lifespan and a high quality of life. The Cystic Fibrosis Foundation is legendary, a beacon of hope for all those who are coping with the disease. There has been and will continue to be good news for patients because of the CF Foundation. The foundation is the epitome of what Paul Rogers had in mind when he delivered his famous line, "Without research, there is no hope." CF Foundation has given tens of thousands of people. Remarkable hope, just in this country and many more in the rest of the world. Here to accept the award and to tell us what it means to live with cystic fibrosis and why research means hope are Mary Dwight, the Senior Vice President of Policy and Advocacy, and patient advocate Melissa Shiffman. Please welcome them to the stage.
Thank you, and how very fitting to be introduced and honored by Dr. Collins tonight, who is truly a hero to the entire cystic fibrosis community for his discovery of the CF gene. So thank you so much for that lovely introduction. The story of cystic fibrosis, as Dr. Collins just told you, is one where research brought hope from nothing. The foundation was established in 1955 by parents who were watching their children die before kindergarten. And today, I get to stand up here with my friend Melissa, who is 40-something.
I already told him I was 45 today.
Oh, sorry, okay. And the mother of 2 children. And this is the face of cystic fibrosis today. This is a story where research drives hope and discovery, and coordination of care fed off of that research. But fundamentally, it's the story of all of that powered by a community. First of a community of parents, now a community of people with cystic fibrosis. And importantly, this is an advocacy award. And I think it's no small note to say that the power of the CF advocacy story is one where we bring the note of science, the story of science and success to change lives to light. But I want you to hear it directly from someone who's benefited. So Melissa.
Hi. First, I just want to say that I don't know if I can even convey the magnitude of this moment for me. I have cystic fibrosis, a rare disease for which there is no cure. I've seen too many people die way too young. We are living longer, and a huge reason is because Dr. Collins discovered the gene 30 years ago, and a groundswell of research has kept me alive and able to accept this award here today. So I don't think it's an understatement when I say, Dr. Collins, that I owe my life to your work. It is such an honor and a privilege to be accepting this award on behalf of the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. As an adult with cystic fibrosis, my family is incredibly grateful for the amazing work of the foundation. Its steadfast dedication to drug development research while also searching for a cure has allowed me to live a more fulfilling life than was expected when I was diagnosed in 1978. Its commitment to funding newer and better treatments has allowed me to pass the same milestones as my healthy peers: college, graduate school. I've gotten married, I gave birth to 2 children, and pursued a career in social work, working with underprivileged teens. Unfortunately, cystic fibrosis has also taken a lot from me in my 45 years. I lost my only brother 30 years ago. My children suffer anxiety every time I have an extended coughing fit, worrying that this is the beginning of the end. In the past decade, my health declined to the point where I was forced to stop working in order to take care of myself full-time. Having to give up a career that I loved left me feeling insignificant and frustrated. Here, the CF Foundation saved me in a different way. Their public policy and advocacy program gave me a new chapter, one which trained and empowered me to advocate to members of Congress for access to the highly specialized care patients need and for healthcare policies that are vital to this community. As National Advocacy Co-Chair, my partner and I, under the guidance of the policy team, rallied our community to fight for our access to care throughout 2017 when it was threatened. Mary, Dwight, and the CF Foundation gave me a voice when I felt like CF had taken mine. So thank you so much for recognizing them here tonight.